Hello, my Scentsy sisters and brothers. I hope that you guys got a great kickstart to your Scentsy Cricut adventures with my first video. So today I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to upload an image to your Cricut design space. There are many different kinds of design spaces besides Cricut design space. So that's one thing to understand. Canva is one. I'm an avid Canva user. There's also PicMonkey, there's Adobe Illustrator, there are tons of other design spaces that you can literally go in, design something, and save it to a computer so you can use it for all sorts of advertising and marketing material, flyers, t shirts, cards, whatever you want to do. I use Canva. All of my creations are in there, so I'm not going to do double the work by starting over in the Cricut design space when I can just upload it to the Cricut design space and use it just like that. I don't want to do double the work, but you can use Cricut design space if you don't already have something. So that's how I do mine. Save it to my computer, and now I'm able to upload it to the Cricut design space. So here we go. Okay, as I said before, Canva is my jam. So that is where I have done all of my work. I've uploaded everything. So you can see over the years, everything that I've kind of played around with Scentsy. So this is where I have everything saved. So it doesn't really make much sense to me to start over in the Cricut design space. However, if you don't have all of this stuff built up yet, you could start in the Cricut design space. I personally suggest Canva because as a Scentsy consultant specifically, this is where I go to make my t-shirts, my postcards, my flyers, business cards, anything that I need for my business. I do it here in Canva because it saves it for you. If your computer turns off, it's still there and they'll be there forever, just like all mine. See, look. So I don't ever, there's thank you cards, there's my scent of the month movies, there's t-shirts, there's all kinds of stuff in here, sample of the month club. So I suggest that you learn Canva. If you're a Scentsy consultant, learn Canva, learn how to use it. You can make your own recipes. You can even come in here and have your own brand. I've got brand colors. I've got a logo in here. I've got my own fonts. And again, on my first video, I told you about a couple of websites down in the description to get fonts. I get all mine from Creative Market. I have my own font that I use for my own brand. Personal branding is key. So that's why I love Canva. And all I do is I save all my stuff and I make sure to save it as a transparent background if it's words. That way, see this? Download transparent background and then download again, PNG. That way I can be sure to upload it to Cricut Design Space. I don't know if you can't use it if it's not downloaded as a whatchamacallit, with a transparent background. But I do know, the difference between a transparent background and a not transparent background. If I save this just as a picture, it's going to save this with this white background. So you're going to have a big box. And that's going to kind of confuse the Cricut design space a little bit because it's going to be asking you, hey, do I need to cut out this box too, or do you just want the words? So if you just download it as a transparent background, all is good. So that's how I do that in Canva. I'm going to put a link down in the description. Kimberly Polito has a wonderful video on using Canva. So I suggest you go in there and figure that out. So here's my Cricut beta design space. Now Cricut just came out with a beta program. It's like a new program that they just launched. So I went ahead and downloaded that and I'm using it just so I can get used to it. I don't even really know the difference between the beta and the original Cricut design space, but I'm using it because it's the newest one. So it only made sense to download the newest one. So here's your design space. It's just like Canva. You come in, it's a fresh surface and you can use whatever you want. Here in Cricut, there are different shapes and pictures and images that are free. There's also some that you can purchase. There's tons and tons. I even have the Disney font somewhere in here I've seen, but here's all these things you can purchase. Like I said, for my business specifically, 99% of the time, I am just using it to do a Scentsy logo or a cute saying on my shirt. So I don't really use that, but you can purchase it if you're using it for anything else. To each his own. So if you want to text something, you can text it in there. Here's all the fonts you can choose from. The good thing about the design space is it has the fonts right there to where you can at least see it. And there's fonts you can purchase. If it has a dollar amount right here, that means you have to purchase it. And like I said, that's why I use Creative Market and import that font into Canva, because it's convenient for me. And I love Creative Market. It's cheap. There's thousands and thousands of fonts. So there's shapes in here you can use if you wanted. Anything. So there's all kinds of projects in here that I've done already. Oh, no, those aren't my projects. Those are Canva projects. I mean, Cricut projects that you can use and take ideas from. So how to upload my stuff that I've already done to Cricut Design Space. Go right here to the upload button. And then all you hit is upload image, browse. Now the important part here is you got to remember what you saved it as from Canva. So that can be kind of tricky. Sometimes I forget. So most of the time I save my stuff to my Dropbox. So let's just upload this. Upload this arrow, click choose. Now, after you choose it, it's going to ask you simple, moderately complex, or complex. So I just always hit moderately complex. I don't even really know why. It's one or the other, but that's the one I use. So, and it's worked ever since. You probably can kind of tell if something's like really crazy with fine details and you probably want to do it complex, but this one could probably even go as simple. But I just, to be on the safe side, I do it as moderately complex. Hit continue. And it just kind of gives you the transparent background. Now, earlier when I was telling you about the white box that's behind it, if you don't save it as transparent, there would have been a white box here, and then that's where the confusion happens. So that's why it's important to save it as a PNG transparent file. So hit continue in the bottom right. This page right here shows you how it's going to be cut. So you would think that you would know, but I kind of had an issue thinking of, well, if it's purple, you know, does that matter? Obviously it doesn't matter. The machine just cuts. It doesn't matter if the arrow is fluorescent orange. It's still going to cut the same. So save as a cut image. You can even name it up here if you want. Save. So now it is down here with all of my recently uploaded images. And this is also where you can pick out which one you want to now upload to your design space. So say I want to upload that to my design space. You just click on it once, insert images. And now my next videos, I'm going to do a little bit more explaining on how to do sizing, but I'll just give you kind of a quick rundown. So on the top of your mat, you will, I was trying to find mine. You'll see the numbers across the top of your mat, and it'll be the same as these. So I kind of just hold the mat up to my shirt or the cup or whatnot, and I kind of get the sizing. I use my mat as a ruler pretty much to say, okay, I need this to go 7 across and 4 down. So if that's the case, you can just size it with that arrow and do like so. And there's your image. And the only other thing you need to make sure to do, because we are adding images now, depending on whether you're doing iron-on or if you're doing markers or if you're doing coffee cups or whatnot. If you're doing iron-on and coffee cup stuff for Scentsy, make sure to go right here. I don't even know what this means, this little red slash. But make sure it says cut. So hit the little slash, hit cut, you're good to go. A good way to remember that is if your image doesn't look gray like this with the black outlining, that means it's not on cut. So always make sure it's on cut before you print your materials, because then it won't read it or something like that on the next page. And so that is that. That is how you upload an image to, I'm sure there's so many things you can do with Cricut. Don't get frustrated with it. For me and my business, that's why I'm starting off simple and teaching on how to do simple things like iron-ons and car decals and anything else that you could put on a hard surface like coffee cups. Simple, easy peasy. There's so many other things that I know of consultants doing, like making their own thank you cards with the Cricut. I haven't mastered that right now yet, but maybe in the future. So with that said, feel free to watch my next video. I'll pick up from here on my next videos, and you guys have a great day.